As a composer, artist, and music producer, I found that First Light by Lana Del Rey for the new James Bond game was absolutely bizarre, and if you've listened to it, you've probably also thought it's pretty weird, but trust me, it is way weirder than you think. And I'm gonna show you why, and then also show you how you can apply some of these concepts into your own music. Let's do it. So in order to understand why this is so weird, let's just listen to the very first verse, and you'll find out pretty quick why.
Run into the sunlight.
Literally right off the bat, this whole verse just starts, which is kind of ridiculous. And you probably can tell, this sounds a little bit strange. Run into the sunlight. Like, that's such a bizarre choice right there. And it really begs the question, what the heck is even happening in this to make it sound that way in the first place? Now, I'm gonna have to nerd out just a little bit, so hang with me. So this song is in the key of G minor. And so the thing with key signatures is that in most popular music, you're gonna have this key, and whatever notes exist in that key are the notes you're gonna use in your chords, which means you're not gonna use notes that aren't in that scale in the chords that you're using to construct the music. But what you're about to find is this song basically says, who needs to do that? Because instead, right out the bat, right out of the gate, we get a G minor chord, and then a B flat minor chord, over F, which is basically just an inversion of that. It's just using the fifth and the root, which makes it feel very unstable. But there's two reasons why this is so bizarre, and you can definitely use this in your music. The very first reason is that a B flat chord in the key of B minor should be a B flat major chord, which would sound like this. Which sounds completely different than very, very different from one another. One of them sounds just kind of, yeah, pop song. The other one sounds, are we in a movie? Which obviously this is a song for a video game, so it kind of makes sense, but it's still a pop song. So this is actually a concept in music called mode mixture. Mode mixture is just the idea of taking a chord that you would expect to be either major or minor, and then just flipping it around. So in the key of G minor, B flat major should be a B flat major chord, like this. So the way you would go about mode mixture in this case is by just simply making it a minor chord, which completely changes how it feels. Now, if you use this with different chords within that particular key, it's gonna give you a different kind of emotion. Going from a what should be major chord to a minor chord feels a little bit darker, a little bit more depressing, a little bit more like, there's some weight to it, something bad happened. But if you go the other way, you take a chord that feels like it should be minor, but then you make it major instead, like this, it feels like we're uplifting. So this is a really cool thing you can use in your music, and this song uses it very well. The second reason this is interesting is the D flat in the B flat major chord is a tritone away from the root of G minor. It's the devil's interval. And so as a result, when we go from this G minor down to the B flat minor chord, there's a reason why it sounds weird. Number one, the mode mixture, but number two, it's because the D flat is a tritone away from what we just got done hearing in the G minor chord. Pretty crazy. But this song gets so much more weird. Trust me, the entire song is weird.
It's the first light
Back to that B flat.
when you wake.
Here we go.
Is it real or is it fake?
Okay, this is so crazy. So we just got done doing this whole, and then you go to D minor, which is kind of like this resolution of sorts. It feels like, we just kind of landed somewhere that felt natural. But then we do this, is it real or is it fake? So we just go from a literal minor chord, D minor, and then it's just like, what if we just go straight to the major? Why not? So you get this really interesting feeling of things kind of lifting and then falling. And this is exactly why the concept of mode mixture is so cool within this particular context. It makes it feel really cinematic because we have this, is it real or is it fake? And think about the lyrics too. Is it real or is it fake? What a cool way of visualizing, in a sense, visualizing the realness versus fakeness by just flipping the polarity of the key from major to minor and minor to major and vice versa. It gives us such a cool feeling. Let's keep going. Now this verse is two sections. So you have one, and then you do it again. And then it goes into the chorus. So let's just skip to the chorus here. So this is really cool because it's essentially using the C minor chord as a kind of like interesting way of getting back to the G minor chord. So the key is G minor, but we're using this kind of rotation from C minor to G minor as a kind of back and forth. This is also really cool because it just goes to show you that two chords can actually do a whole lot of heavy lifting, but that's not how the chorus ends.
Try and stop you. All the fates just watch you. Dying just to know whether you play your life like the game.
All right, this is super fun. So we go from this C minor to G minor to C minor to G minor, and then so we go from C minor to G minor to C minor, G minor, C minor to G minor, kind of do this whole little back and forth, and then a G minor over B flat. So that kind of gives it this tension. There's a unsettling nature to this in the sense of this doesn't feel like a particularly stable chord. And then the 5 chord, D major, which we previously heard as D minor. And so I love that throughout this whole song, there is just this defying of expectation of like, is it gonna be a major chord or is it gonna be a minor chord? And you're kind of left not really sure where it's gonna go, but then you get that iconic which is really cool because that gives you that James Bond kind of, the James Bond chord, if you will, which actually kind of never happens. That's the James Bond chord, which is different. So different, but similar, but not the same. Anyway, I don't know if we actually ever get the James Bond chord in the song, which is a little bit disappointing. And so then verse 2 and chorus 2 do the same thing, but then the bridge, what the heck? The bridge just is like, YOLO, why not?
Play your life like the game.
Okay, this is so crazy. Literally, it's just like, so it uses the 5 chord of G minor, which is the D dominant 7, which you're expecting to do this, but instead goes up the half step to E flat major, which is called a deceptive cadence, by the way, which is super cool. I mean, didn't that deceive you? Ah! And we go from E flat major to B flat major, which by the way is the first and I believe like only time that we actually hear B flat as a major chord. In every other time it's been a minor chord, which is what I'm saying. It's like this whole song is just messing with your brain with what's it gonna be? Major or minor? I don't know. Spin the wheel. So the start of this bridge literally goes from E flat major to B flat major, which is like, hey, this is a nice chord progression, right? Just nice. Yeah, I know this. This is cool. Ready? And then just like F minor. Why not? Is F minor in the key of G minor? No, it's not. Does it matter? Apparently not. And again, this is where it's like they are just using mode mixture so much in this song to make it feel so interesting. And then a G major chord, which again, are we in the key of G major? No, this is the key of G minor. But then it uses that G major chord to get to the 4 chord, which is C minor. And then back in the chorus. This song is unbelievably weird, and whenever you think about your music, basically if you want your music to sound like this song, just take major chords and make a minor, make minor chords, make a major, and then just scramble it up and be like, YOLO, let's see what happens.